All right, and we are back live, Lunch with a Lawyer, and today's guest is a very good friend of mine, Edin Salkic. And as I said, this one is gonna be different because Ed and I want to do something different today, and I'm gonna do it right now. We are going to switch over to speak Bosnian. So, for our English-only speaking audiences, we apologize. But we'll switch back to English down the road. Znači, evo nas danas ovdje sa Edinom Salkićem, moj Aran. Znamo se duže vremena nakon, nismo se nikad intenzivno družili, ali su uvijek u čaršiji smo se viđali, jeli? I Edo trenutno radi za UMB Bank. Šta stoji?
UMB Bank stoji za United Missouri Bank and Trust. To je original name od banke, međutim sad smo samo poznati kao UMB Bank.
Ok. I krenut ću malo ovako dubljom pričom. Hajde nam Edo reci odakle si inače. Jer ja sam uvijek kontu da si ti iz Bratunca, ali vidiš griješi.
Nisam, ja sam rođen u Srebrenici i Srebrenice sam. Možda ljudi poznaju malo više moju familiju, pošto otac je držao prodavnicu u Bratuncu povodom privatizacije tadašnje Juge. On je otvorio prodavnicu neki 87. 8. godine u Bratuncu.
I onda znamo šta se dešava u Srebrenici, da mi reci tvoja familija, gdje ste vi, šta ste vi radili tokom toga svega?
Znači, mi smo bili sretni dovoljno da izbjegnemo tu žalosnu vijest od Srebrenici. 92. sa zadnjim autobusom, ja, otac i porodica smo izbjegli iz Srebrenice za Tuzlu. To je bilo, ja mislim, neki april, maj, kad su zadnji autobusi izašli iz Srebrenice, pa smo bili u Tuzli neki par mjeseci. Posle toga put nas vodi ka Hrvatskoj, znači pokušali smo kao čitava porodica da izbjegnemo taj rat i krenuli smo ka Hrvatskoj, međutim na Bosanskom Brodu tadašnja armija oduzme nam auto i mi smo došli u Gunju gdje smo sačekali tu par nekih mjeseci, a otac je se vratio da pokuša vratiti automobil od te armije. Nažalost, granice se zatvorile, on je ostao u Tuzli, a ja i mama i brat smo ostali u Gunji tada da živimo na par mjeseci.
Ok, i posle toga?
Posle toga smo, pošto nismo mogli da stupimo u kontakt s ocem, bio je program, jer prihvatali su nekih izbjeglica za Italiju i Austriju. Sjećam se, znači bili smo u Zagrebu nekih 7 dana na željezničkoj stanici gdje nisu još znali da li će nas Italija ili Austrija primiti i primila nas je Italija gdje smo bili nekih 3 godine od 92. do krajem 94. S tim da je otac se nam pridružio, znači krajem 94. Međutim, u Italiji nije mogao naći posao, bilo je to jedno manje turističko mjesto kod Venecije, mada je prelijepo bilo što se tiče djetinjstva, bilo je na moru, Adrijanskom moru, tako da smo imali dosta lijepih trenutaka kao djeca kupajući se na moru. Izbjegli smo za Njemačku, išli smo preko granica na crno, znači došao jedan čovjek iz Njemačke gdje smo mu platili neke pare, tako da smo mogli preko granica, jer tada su bile još postojeće granice između Švicarske, Njemačke i Austrije.
Slična priča ko što sam ja prošao, s tim da sam ja s druge strane, znači 92. decembar preko Srbije, gore preko... Tada je bila još uvijek Čehoslovačka, sad je Češka i Slovačka i onda nakon mjesec dana smo u Njemačkoj završili. A koliko su dugo u Njemačkoj bili?
Bili smo u Njemačkoj od krajem 94. do 27. januara 2000. Tada smo dobili let za Ameriku i stigli smo ovdje 27. ili 28. januara 2000. u St. Louis.
Koji grad u Njemačkoj?
U Bonnu.
U Bonn, pa znači ti si bio baš blizu mene, jer ja sam bio blizu Kelna, Bergisch Gladbach.
Bergisch Gladbach, igrao sam fudbala protiv Bergisch Gladbach.
Pa znači mi smo baš bili u komšiluku u Njemačkoj, vidiš, nismo se...
Uvijek smo bili bolji od Bergisch Gladbach, samo da znaš.
Pa dobro, nisam ja nikad igrao za Bergisch Gladbach, ja sam igrao za neko malo selo dole u Herkenrath, koje se zvalo, iako mi Bergisch Gladbach uvijek volio da kupi, da igram za njih, međutim nije babo da bilo neke 15-20 minuta dalje odakle smo živjeli, jel? I znači, dolaziš ovdje 2000 u Ameriku?
Jeste, 28. decembra pri poruci, znači na mog amđića Ramza Salkića, došli smo kod njegove familije, oni su nas prihvatili, tu smo bili par sedmica kod njega, odmah smo se instituirali, našli stan, priča kroz internacionalni institut, par mjeseci i započeta škola, znači ovdje.
Koji većina nas. I da mi sada pričamo malo u vezi škole. Jesi krenuo do high school ili si direktno na college?
Ja sam došao u taj time frame ili godište gdje sam morao još obaviti 1 godinu, znači srednje škole, prvi semestar, znači polugodište, bio sam na Rooseveltu, međutim ta škola nije bila na nekom nivou, da kažem, znači bila je dosta slaba škola što se tiče akademski. Tako da sam se odmah kroz neke prijatelje prebacio na Gateway Metro School, što je on the hill, i tu sam završio svoje senior year.
Posle toga, znači, college?
Posle toga je fakultet, je Univerzitet Missouri St. Louis, gdje sam i tebe tad upoznao, mislim ti neke 2002. 2003. Jednu malu anegdotu kod toga je naš dobar prijatelj Admir Šiljak, ja, bili smo go dvojica primljeni na taj fakultet, međutim nismo ni znali kako registrovati časove i uzeli smo auto jedan dan i zaputili se gore na univerzitet, na kampus. Nekako smo mi došli to business administration zgradi, neki counselor nas uveo u njegov office, kaže vi ćete to i zapravo znači usmjerio nas i kao international business. Tada smo i ja i Admir, međutim započeo taj international business degree, međutim on je promijenio kasnije i postao history major.
Ok, znači neko je za vas odabrao gdje ćete i šta ćete studirati, niste imali puno tu da kažete, kao to i to.
Bravo, znači što je, ne znam, znači ta naša prva generacija koja je došla ovdje, nismo imali nikakve podloge kako školski sistem funkcioniše, nismo mogli koga pitati, naravno roditelji nisu bili upoznati kako to ovdje sve funkcionira i tako da je bilo je kako je bilo.
Ne znam šta da ti kažem što se toga tiče, jer nekad razmišljam, možda i bolje tako da smo se morali boriti za to sve što smo uspjeli, jer evo gledam sada, neću da kažem svi, ali dosta od ovi novi klinci što dolaze, što su rođeni ovdje i šta ja znam i gdje im je sve omogućeno, gdje im je sve, znači putokazi su tu, imaju koga pitati, mi nismo imali koga da pitamo. Nažalost, i ti vidiš to ko ja, brkaju puteve, znači ne biraju prave puteve i ja to razumijem, jer pravi put je težak, krivi put je uvijek puno lakši i tako da dosta naše ove mlađe generacije zalutala, ja mislim, u ovim američkim vodama, što je nažalost standardno, ja mislim da se to dešava sa dosta novih imigrantskih grupa što dolaze ovdje u Ameriku. Uglavnom, ti si znači na Amselu i završavaš tamo, je li tako?
Jeste, graduatao sam sa Amsela 2007. ja mislim, znači povodom tada je bila velika recesija, znači započeta recesija ovdje u Americi, kao što znate, tako da je veoma, veoma teško bilo naći bilo kakav posao u tom trenutku. Sa srećom imao sam isto prijatelja, opet kažemo dobro poznanstva su veoma važna, znači prijatelj Merced Halilović tada je bio zaposlen u Regions Banci i kroz njega sam uspio doći do intervju sa njihovim HR departmentom i dobio sam poziciju kao personal banker u jednoj od njihovih lokacija s početkom 2008. U Sunset Hills, tako da sam započeo svoju bankarsku karijeru prije 11 godina.
I znači tu počinje tvoj kontakt sa lovom, jel? Znači money, that's where it's at. Because now we're going to switch to English because we're going to be talking about banking, and I think when it comes to banking, it's just going to be, and I mean, how old were you when you left Bosnia?
I was 7 years old, and the one quick fact about Bosnia is I only finished the first grade in Bosnia. So being able to be fluent in Bosnian is a really big accomplishment for my family and myself and my friends. I always liked my friends to correct me. So when I spoke Bosnian, I gave them the permission. Please correct me. And I made multiple mistakes, and I'm still making mistakes when speaking Bosnian. So my wife is good about correcting me and Sam and my friends as well. So continue, please.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at as well, because I was in 4th grade when we left. So I was 10 years old. I still picked up some, but unfortunately, we're never going to be, well, we're not perfect when it comes to the Bosnian language. And as you said, my wife spent way more time in Bosnia than I did. And then every time I say something, she's like, yeah, no, that's not the way you say it. Which I kind of correct her as well in English. She's not the greatest when it comes to the English language. So we correct each other. I guess it's a good working relationship when it comes to languages. But we're going to be switching to English, and we have already, because when it comes to banking terms that we're going to be talking about now, it's difficult for us to translate them into Bosnian. So hopefully you guys can follow. And if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask us live, or if you want to reach out to us down the road after we're done, we'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have. So you started in banking 11 years ago, and it was Regions Bank at that time. Now, I know I was a customer of Regions, and I know, we've worked together when you were at Regions. Regions changed names, or like parts of Regions were acquired by other banks, because I remember Regions 20 years ago when it was some Planters Union, something.
Planters.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. So talk about your career now a little bit.
So it's kind of like, banking is you have a lot of mergers and acquisitions. So it's not uncommon for banks to switch names or, acquire one another. So Regions did acquire Union Planters, but they retained the Regions name, and headquartered out of Birmingham, Alabama. It is a super regional bank. And when I talk about segmentation of banks, it's based on the size of the bank. You have your national and international banks, Chase, Bank of America, Wells, Citi. Then you have your super regional banks in the form of Regions, US Bank, PNC, and then you have your regional banks, which are more geared towards the UMB Commerce, BUC. Those are more of the regional size banks.
Okay, so I'm the first one to admit it when it comes to, there's just so many banks out here. Like as soon as I get out of my subdivision, there's like a Union something, then there is another bank on the right. I guess the differentiated money-wise as well, like how much. It's not called money-wise. You tell me a little bit, like that they're larger, they're smaller. Like what's the difference?
Yeah. So basically, one quick fact. St. Louis is one of the most overbanked market in the United States. I think it's the second or third. So which means we have the most banks in the country. Followed by just a couple other cities. When you look about the size of the bank, it's basically their loan portfolio and loans outstanding. So we typically take a look at loans and as well as the cash and take out basically how much assets does the bank have. Okay. So UMB is about 22 billion in assets. To put it in a perspective, U.S. banks probably around 250, 270 billion in assets.
Wow.
The size-wise. Why is it important about the size is capacity. So small businesses, you're going to be good with local community banks, regional banks, because they can lend you up to that 2, 3, 5 million. That's kind of like the cap that they have. When you grow and you need additional capital, obviously you need to figure out which bank you're going to work with. And then you're going to probably talk to some regional banks and then, super regionals, because they have more capacity to carry, more debt with a single client. So the lending limit is much higher, and they can provide the capital that you need to grow your business and continue growing without exceeding the, capital requirement.
Oh, I see. Let's talk a little bit about the fact that, so I purchased a home today and I signed up with one of the local banks, and then my next billing statement is coming from a bank that I've never heard of. Yeah. How does that work?
Most small banks, local banks, don't manage their mortgage portfolio. They'll basically provide you the loan and then package it and sell it off. And hence you have the statements from a different provider that manages the loan on a going forward basis. Most loans down the road get bundled up and sold in the market space. Freddie Mae, Freddie Mac. You have heard of those names.
Yeah. No, you have started, with Regions way back, and you kind of went through all of those areas of banking, and now you are mostly focused on big loans. 5 to 500 million. So you're not working with the average Joe that's going to buy a house today.
So basically my focus now, I'm a commercial lender. So my road to commercial banking was a little bit unique. most commercial lenders go through the credit program that the banks offer, and then become a commercial lender in that spectrum. I went through the retail side, which is becoming personal banker initially with Regions. Moved my way through the ranks, assistant branch manager. Had a pit stop at Fifth Third Bank as a branch manager, and then I need to thank the Bosnian community, which allowed me to progress my career. But I was able to do a lot of owner-operator truck loans, which are business loans, considered business loans, which gave me a good platform to showcase my skills and be out there and call on community members, businesses, and grow my career. So Fifth Third recognized that ability and offered me a business banking position. So I moved out of the retail world into the business banking quasi position. Worked that for about 2 years and then transitioned over to UMB Bank on the business banking side as well. Did that for about a year, and then I was promoted to the commercial side. And when I say commercial side, is basically any business that has revenues north of 5 million. Up to 500 million. Obviously our sweet spot is probably the company revenue size of 25 million to 250 million that have capital needs 5 million to about 25 to 30 million dollars. That's like our sweet spot where we like to compete, and we can compete well.
Love it how you talk about 25 million, like that's our sweet spot, all these millions. That I told you guys we're gonna be talking about money, and
it's not my money. It's totally different. Yeah.
Now, if somebody wants, what would be a piece of advice to a Bosnian American student that's thinking about going into banking? What would you advise them to do?
A lot of banks have programs in place, that would take you on, from the credit perspective. So getting in, depending what you like. Do you like more the retail side, working with, personal accounts, personal loans? Or you like more on the business side, working with businesses and helping them obtain the cash needed to day-to-day operations, support that, but also support their growth. So if you like more the business side, a lot of banks offer credit programs. You start as a credit analyst. Basically, it's a data entry job where you get in touch with financials of companies, spread the financials, you learn the credit side, and then they slowly move you up through the ranks to become a commercial lender or portfolio manager. So it all depends, what do you like, which spectrum of banks. And then the banking is such a large, industry. There's multiple venues, you don't have to stick just in retail. You can do mortgages, you can do equipment finance only, you can do investments. I mean, there's multiple spectrums of banking that you can pursue.
Wow.
It's a rewarding career. It's a stressful career, but it's a rewarding career.
Stressful? We're talking about millions of dollars of money. Oh, yeah. I see how that is. Like the gray hairs. I've got some as well. I mean, I guess we're just getting old, my friend. That's what it is.
That could be too.
Or it could be that, well, you've been married for a while, but recently you were blessed with a baby boy, 20 months old.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
How's that working out?
It's working out well. It's definitely changed my life for the positive. It's a blessing in the sky to be a parent. I've been married for 11 years, and finally God blessed us with this little one. His name is Edin, and he is hands full, but I enjoy every second with him. Probably most people will, if you live in the the Oakville area or the Porter area, see me running around with him, jogging. That's my passion outside of work. I like to run and then play sports. So I enjoy every second with him. Yeah, he is hands full, but it's been a blessing in the sky.
As I was just telling you previously, I think of what you say, playing with him once you get off work, going running, that's your hobby. I kind of like to eat cake when I get home. And so last night he was, my little one was all over me. He's like, Daddy, let's go running. And I'm like, I'm eating my cake, man. I can't. And then I thought of you. I'm like, man, that kind of makes me feel bad. He's probably running right now with his little one. I'm eating cake, So, but as you said, they are a blessing, and it's just so much fun. You get home from work. I got home last night at 7 p.m. and, my wife made some dinner, and we were enjoying him before he needed to go to bed. But once he is in bed, you're like, man, finally, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
And so that's a good thing. Now, I have put your LinkedIn link on our Facebook page. So if people have got any questions for you, to reach out to you. I do want to be respectful of your time. I don't want to keep you here too long. So thank you so much for being here with us. Is there anything else that you would like to add to this?
No, thank you so much for inviting me. It's been a pleasure. Always good to see you. You have done a great job here with this building. Just got a tour of his facility, and it's good to have a lawyer in our community. Just a quick advice for all business owners: surround yourself with a good lawyer, good insurance agent, good banker, and good accountant. And those are the weapons you need to succeed in business. And don't be afraid to ask questions and leverage those relationships.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us today. Everybody, thank you for being with us, and we wish you a wonderful rest of the week. Stay safe, and we'll be talking to you next week again on Wednesday. Thanks.